Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This time I'm watching South Sudan, the world's newest country by Salmonella Academy. I don't know much about South Sudan. All I know is that recently in Sudan there was a lot of fighting between like some sort of, I think it was some sort of local militia or something. I don't really know. And I think South Sudan was at risk of being involved or something, but I'm not really too sure about that. I don't want to get into that, so I'll just watch this video, which I'm assuming is about how the country started, how it became a country. So let's check it out.
Hey kids, today I'm going to talk about South Sudan. It's the newest country in the world, becoming fully independent just in 2011. So I'm going to explain why the state came into being and what it's like there today. So to understand why South Sudan exists, you kind of have to know a bit about Sudan as a whole. So before 1956, Sudan was under the joint control of Egypt and Britain. At the end of 1955, they gave a declaration of independence and became their own thing. The independence movement, however, was led by this guy, Ismail al-Azhari, and he was like, hey everybody, we are an Arab-oriented Muslim nation. But then like 8 million Sudanese black people were like, whoa now, hold your camels, Ishmael. Us Africans, Muslims. We ain't all about your Allah. He was like, yeah, well, who cares? Oh, I see. So they got into a civil war between the primarily Arab-Muslim North and the traditionally oriented African South. That went on for 16 years until finally the North's like, alright, fine, you can do your thing. Like, you're still part of Sudan, but you can govern yourself for the most part.
So they are basically
an autonomous region. And that peace treaty lasted 11 years, from 1972 to 1983. Eventually,
they can do what they want, but they're still part of the country.
Things aren't that bad now, but the Arabs still technically control us, so it could get worse. And I'm not in the mood for any Sharia
it would have get worse eventually.
So we should probably go back to fighting. So then there was another civil war, which was basically a continuation of the first one, and that ran on from 1983 all the way to 2005, when finally the two sides made a comprehensive peace agreement, which led to South Sudan becoming totally self-governing in 2006. Then after 5 more years of fiddling around with paperwork, South Sudan became a fully fledged independent nation in 2011. So notice how there were 2 civil wars before the South gained independence. I guess you could say 2 coups make a Sudan. So now that they finally got what they want, it must be great to live in South Sudan now, right?
No, it's not.
No, not really. It's actually just about the worst place you could ever choose to live in. Seriously, if somebody gave me the choice of moving to South Sudan or living the rest of my life with my dick inside an anthill, I'd be slathering on the honey before they even finish their sentence. Let me talk about a few reasons South Sudan sucks so bad. First, let me talk about ethnic groups. Europe, as we all know, contains a lot of ethnic groups. Scots, Serbs, Slovaks, Slovenes, Spaniards, Swedes. And those are just the big ones that start with S. There's like 100 others. The same is true with Africa. There are thousands of localized ethnic groups sprinkled all over the continent.
Yeah, that's a big problem for most African countries, the divide that's between the people in the countries.
Peoples, each with their own languages and customs. And these groups have a long
Ethiopia had a war
with each other.
recently because of that.
So that's one thing. Second, remember how South Sudan was at war with the North for basically all of the past half a century? Well, as a result, the whole place is pretty geared for war and not much else. Their infrastructure is abysmal, and they've got all these guns just lying around waiting to be shot at something.
They have no economy or anything,
South Sudan has a bunch of oil reserves in different locations around the nation, and we all know how much people like oil. Everybody wants control of whatever wells they can get. So
ethnic groups control the oil.
The whole place is basically one big whirlpool of chaos. At any given time, the South Sudan government is at war with at least 7 different armed groups from around the country, each of which is also at war with the other groups. And if that's not enough of a shitstorm, the government ended up basically splitting in 2 in 2013. This is what happened. So you've got the president, his name is Salva
It's a battle royale.
And yes, he does actually wear a hat like this. It was a gift from George Bush, true story. And then the vice president, his name is Riek Machar. I'm probably saying those wrong, but it's fine. They don't have internet in South Sudan, so nobody can call me out here. So anyway, Salva Kiir, he's very aware of the fact that
there's going to be one person
in a very precarious spot at the moment. So he starts taking greater control of the government and the military, dismissing old people and installing those that he sees fit. And so Riek Machar, he's like, well, gee whiz, Salva Kiir, for someone who calls himself a president, that's pretty dictatory of you. Well, for someone who calls himself the vice president, that's pretty annoying assholey of you. Sir, all I'm saying is, I'm getting pretty sick of you and that gay hat of yours.
He's gonna get rid of him.
As president of South Sudan, I order you to put on a hat. Yeah, see? That hat's gay. You're wearing
That's
the
the
exact
same.
same hat. Alright, fuck you. You're out of a job. Wait, what? Yep, you and your whole cabinet. Get out. Okay, I made up the part about
Wow.
the hat, but the rest of that
Just
is true.
dismissed him?
Also, I should mention that Kir and Makar come from two different ethnic groups. See, Kir is a Dinka, whereas Makar is
Wow.
a Newer, which
So-
only heightened the tensions between the two. So after Makar got the boot, he ended up taking a chunk of the military with him, most of which were Newers like him, and they started a rebellion against Kir's government. This is known as the
Jesus
South
Christ.
Sudan Civil War, and it's still going on to this day. So yeah, to sum it up,
Now
if you
South
looked
Sudan
up
has to
clusterfuck
split
in
into
the
many different
dictionary,
smaller
well,
countries.
you wouldn't find anything because clusterfuck isn't a real word. But if it was, there would probably be a picture of South Sudan next to it. Seriously, this place makes Hotel Rwanda look like Hotel California. And throughout it all,
Don't know
there's
what
still
that
a
is.
bunch of hardworking individuals just trying to make a living, farming or herding or whatever. But the constant warfare makes it so the average person has to live in virtually Stone Age conditions. Which sucks, but, you know, what can you do? So that's the story of the world's
Yeah,
newest
that's just
nation,
reality
kids.
for
Till
them.
next time, I'm Salmonella,
Nothing
and
you
thank
can do
for
about
watching.
I mean, hey, it's the different ethnic groups that hate each other, so the only way you can solve that problem is if they manage to stop hating each other, which I don't think is possible unless they... I think the only way to solve that problem would be if one ethnic group just comes out on top. One ethnic group gets rid of all the others and takes over everything. That's pretty much the only way to solve this problem. And that, I think, goes for most African countries. Most of them are constantly at war with each other. Hey, that's just the reality for Africa. Their problems, not ours, you know? Yeah, I guess that's it. Anyway, leave a like, subscribe, comment, you know, the usual YouTube stuff, and I will see you in the next video.